what was that like? Like, when you saw that, what was your thought?
You don't know what the hell's going on, dude. You don't know what's going on. Something happened. So what happened?
Right.
You see pre-videos, you see stuff happen, but you don't know what happened. You can't judge a man or you can't judge this woman. You don't know what happened.
You were yelling though at
Yeah,
the things
I'm
though.
yelling that you don't know what the hell happened.
No, before I think
So
you were yelling
what?
something
Don't tell
else.
me what I said.
I'm
telling
asking.
you what it is.
No,
Don't
but
try
I
to
just
put
think it's
words in my
interesting.
mouth.
I'm not.
I'm telling you, here's the fact. They're saying it with Megan. It ain't it.
No, what you said earlier. You remember?
You're gonna reiterate what I said?
No,
or
I'm
you're
asking
gonna tell
you.
me
I'm
that
asking
is
you.
Megan lying or is she telling the truth? Is Torry lying or is he telling the truth?
I don't know, but I'm asking what were you yelling before?
Basically, what's the story?
Megan lying?
That's what
Change
you're
the story.
See, they're asking. Somebody wants to know who's lying. That's the point of it right now. We're trying to figure out who's the liar. Is it him?
I stand with Torry Lanez.
Him? Or Megan? But right now, the inside of the location is that there's somebody lying. Right now, we're just trying to wait for a verdict. Either way, it's messed up, dude.
Can I ask you why you're here?
Oh, I'm here working? Yeah, because this is really what it is. I really just wanted to cover the story and get a perspective and see if there's some sort of new highlight reel that you can get out of this, or some sort of information. But at this point right now, it's this rhetoric. You don't know who's telling the truth, but these are the people that are advocating that they stand with Megan, and that's their side. There's nobody saying that they stand with Torry except that one individual that screamed it out. But you don't know what the truth is, though. At the end of the day, you don't know what the truth is. Hopefully somebody gets some clarity and the truth comes out.
So this is Skip Townsend too. He's one of like the OGs in the block.
Survivor of like violence and like domestic violence. I think like when I was a child, my uncle was very physically abusive, and he abused my grandmother, my mother, my aunt, and it's like just like generational trauma that has like cascaded, that even my little sister, even though she wasn't like around for a lot of violence, continues to have to heal from, that I still have to heal from. And I never would have called police on him because that was not the answer. I was more afraid of what they would do. And also I was very disturbed by my family from trying to take any action against
Keep
it.
the secrets in the
To
house.
keep the secrets in the house. And so I think, I don't think that the system is the answer, but I really do think that like we have to be working a lot harder to make sure that there is an alternative, that we're giving people the real space for accountability.
Right. I mean, we're talking about how this is connected to gun violence, right? I mean, in most of tragic events, you know, it's a domestic dispute, alcoholism, and a gun is a recipe for disaster, right? So, I mean, we need to get these guns off the block. We need to get these guns out of black and brown folks, you know, because this is the kind of things, if you're not healed, you know, you're gonna end up regretting something that you do. And this is what we find ourselves in right now, that an action was taken during a moment of anger in which somebody got shot. Right?
So imagine if there was no gun there.
If there would have been no gun,
would they have fought?
maybe argued and walk away, you know, who knows, right? But just putting this extra things in place creates a recipe for chaos. And I think that, I mean, I look at it this way, you know, I think that many of us in our community have grown up witnessing domestic violence. Sometimes, and it's not just by men. Sometimes, in my case, it was my mother that was abusive towards my father, right? So, but the issue is, you know, that, you know, we need to break that cycle. And how do we break the cycle, especially amongst men, right? And that becomes the question. It's like, how do we see this individual right now take accountability as a man that he made something wrong, right? That he did something he wasn't supposed to, that people are looking up to him. and they're going to replicate what this person
but without
is or does.
without going to prison.
Right.
How do we get
Without going
accountability
that way.
without prison?
Right, exactly. I mean, and
Because
first of
that's
all, it's
only
accepting.
gonna perpetuate more harm, right? That, at least that we know. It's like you continue to do that.
Maybe get enrolled in Skip Johnson's program down there, right? Go and pay his dues in the community.
Yep.
You know,
Community
recognize
service.
that
Community
they've done
service. That's
something
it.
wrong
I
and
mean-
give back.
We talk about it all the time. Like there's these collateral consequences. We talk about that in the sense of incarceration, but like even in our own families, in our own, it's like, you know, like I too grew up in that household, still growing up in that household, still growing up seeing it, and you just when you think about it, I just think like if anything we focus on, to your point, the gun violence piece, right, and that we must protect Black women, that we must continue to protect women, and really, and even our children, really, because at the end of the day, like even I was seeing there were children around here like yesterday too, and I'm like, for any young child to like endure court processing, like it's a lot of weight on a family. It's trauma. And so we
Tell me what you got here today.
That you know that you used before to let your anger out on, and sometimes that's a gun, sometimes that's a weapon, you know, a knife, alcoholism, right? I mean, those are the, you know, if we don't understand how to deal with our emotions, you know, and we have been fed that as men, we need to stand up for ourselves and
Even like the way that the level of like the experience of life that they're having, which is like not normal. Like there isn't the space to make a mistake and come back from the mistake. To have the space to be like, okay, I fucked up, I did this. There's like so much consequence to like making mistakes.
that's why I
Not
hate
like-
cancel culture. Like there's no room for grace. There's no room for you to learn something and then come back from it. It's like, no, you didn't know it, so you can't be in this space. You can't rock this no more. And I'm like, there has to be a level. Like I think that's a tool of white supremacy that we see often, but like we use it against our own people. Like there's time and places when you use it, right? When you have like, but I don't know. I just think like we too often use that against one another.